Hello everybody, my name's Hocus Pocus and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode 78 of the series, and if you're with me for the last episode, you will remember that we first of all created the new ladder system which leads through the old segment of our base, the original segment, and right out to the surface, which you can see here. And we'll quickly stop by so that I can show you a few changes that I made. Just by looking down you can see there's a bit more colour in there now. I decided to add a few leaf blocks in just to fit the rest of the theme of the base because it looked too grey to me, and I also switched out the stone half slabs there for logs, so I think that looks a lot better. And of course that was one of the main things that we did last episode. As well as that, we went into the end and grabbed ourselves some shulker boxes because of course we require them for a build that we are probably going to be constructing in today's episode, or at least starting in today's episode. And that's going to be somewhere around here, so it's going to be a storage system for our mob farm here, which I've been running a little bit between episodes just to gather up some drops, and hopefully today we can organize a system that filters items out of here and into, as I said, a storage system which we're going to set up here somewhere. So as for now, I'm going to leave things where we are. We're going to head down into the ravine base and check a few things out down there before we get to work on today's builds. Alright, so we are down in the super smelter, as you guys can see, and there was quickly something I wanted to catch you guys up on. So between episodes I did a bit of mining also, managed to get ourselves all of these ingots here, got ourselves a bunch of ores, so I decided to use a silk touch pick because we don't really need these items in their item form. So I decided to keep the ores instead. I also split the ingots across 2 chests, so we've got 2 stacks of iron there and 56, almost 3, and 19 gold ingots. So I'm going to go and put these away, and we are also going to craft up our shulker boxes for the episode, and then I think we can progress on to looking into designs for our shulker storage system. So of course we're going to need to filter the gunpowder out and into these shulker boxes. I don't know how many we're going to use, to be honest. Maybe we'll start out with... should we start with 4? So if we get 8 logs, that should allow us to make 4 of these shulker boxes. So let's just craft that up. Craft the chests. And then we'll craft 4 shulker boxes. Of course, we're going to dye them. If we have the dye, I'll do it right now. If not, I'll do it off camera. Okay, we don't have the dye. So I'm just going to store all of this away and then we'll move on to the build. Okay, so I've been having a few more ideas about this storage system, and I'm thinking actually that we could divide up the loot by mob type and store everything in shulker boxes for easy transport. So of course that would mean we'd have 1 shulker box for creepers, for zombies, for skeletons, etc. And then we could have a shulker box storage system for each mob type, as I said, and that would just allow us to take loot away in bulk. And then of course once we are done with the shulker box, we can distribute it back into the system and have it reused once again for when we need to come and collect more loot. So the idea behind this system is to have a dispenser that goes in the ground facing up like so, and then you want to have an observer facing like this so that it can detect any change in this block here. And then you'll want to place a block of redstone on, well, not a block of redstone, sorry, a redstone piece in there. You'll want a block here so we can replace the dirt, put a redstone piece there, and then every time there's an update to this area here, so this area, the block on top of the dispenser, it will fire the system. So once this is filled with items, we can break the shulker box and nothing happens. Why is that? I'm sure this is the way this should work. Hold up, let me just take a quick look at it. Aha, we've got this round the wrong way. Silly me. So the observer actually has to face that way. I don't know how I got that wrong. But there we go. It represented, the dirt block represented a shulker box and it detected a change. So once the shulker box is full, we can harvest it and then another one is dispensed. Of course, we're going to need to find a way to distribute the shulker boxes back into the system, but that shouldn't be too difficult. And then once they go back inside, of course, we can reuse them like so. So that's how things are going to work here. We're obviously, as I said, probably going to set one up for each mob type now. So without further ado, I think we should just get into building this storage system. So I've been at work on the anvil, and I think these are the 5 mob types that are going to come out of the farm. So we've got creeper loot, skeleton loot, zombie loot, witch loot, and spider loot. Of course, if I discover that there are any more mobs, which I should probably know without checking, but I'm pretty sure there aren't, then I'll add another shulker box. But for now, these 5 boxes are what we're going to be putting into our system. So of course, I'm going to dye these to match the color of the mob. So for spider, we'll probably go with black. Witch, undecided. Zombie, we'll probably use either green or probably dark green, skeleton white, and then creeper we can either go with lime or regular green. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we'll catch up with each other outside. So I'm actually trying to go at this build alone, trying to be a bit creative with my redstone skills, which are extremely limited still, but I'm learning as we go here. And you might notice some similarities between this setup and the silo setup. So what we've got here is the same observer dispenser setup, but I've changed the direction of the observer so that it's coming from the side instead of behind. Behind the shulker box, we now have a hopper, which is going to load items into it. Behind the hopper, we have this setup, so it is a comparator, redstone comparator, which measures if there's anything inside of the hopper, which then sends a signal up to this light if there is. So if we have stuff inside of the hopper, the light turns on, which indicates to us that the shulker box should then be filled, because otherwise we wouldn't have any items in the hopper itself. So that is an indicator to show us that we can go ahead and break the shulker box and take the loot with us. And now we're just going to build up some chest storage that's going to go all the way up and give us a bit of a buffer between the shulker box and the filtering system above. So I'm going to be putting in the chests now, building them up with hoppers, and then once we've done that, we'll put the filtering system at the top, and then hopefully we can come up with a design that encapsulates all of this and makes it look nice and polished, I guess is the word. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We are done with the redstone work behind each of these shulker storage systems, I guess I would call them. Not really sure. It is kind of like a silo, except we don't obviously light up a light for every single level that is stocked. We just light up the light when the shulker itself is full. So as you guys already know, these work on a basis of having items in this hopper here, which will tell us that the shulker then should be full. Of course, if the light goes out, that means items are not stacking behind the shulker box, meaning that it has space to accept more items. Each of these boxes will hold loot for the specific mob types. You can probably guess based on the colors that I showed you earlier which mob is which, and some of them will have to hold multiple items. So we're going to have to figure out a multiple filter system for some of these silos. For example, the skeletons have arrows and bones, so we'll have to figure out a double filter for that. And witches have multiple items, maybe about 4 items for witches, so we'll have to figure out quite a few filters for that. Zombies, not so much, just the rotten flesh. And spiders, of course, have string and spider eyes. We're going to have to also build a bulk storage area for everything that doesn't fit the descriptions of these boxes, because of course some mobs will drop other things, like zombies can drop randomly items like carrots and iron ingots. Possibly only when killed by a sword though, so I'm going to have to research that before I go ahead and build anything, but there definitely will be items that won't fit into this system that need to go somewhere else, and we'll have to build somewhere for those to go, which, I don't know, we're running out of space here, so we might have to think of something else, maybe an area over here that we could dedicate to that. I'm not too sure yet, but we're going to have to work in the water streams anyway, so either way, as long as we can redirect items towards that area, things should be good. Alright you guys, so now that we've got the redstone in place, as you know, we have to get the form in place too. So at the moment I've got this sort of frame, so we've gone with a bit of stripped oak on the sides, got some spruce slabs in there as well because it sort of matches the color of the stripped oak, and at the moment this is where we're at. So to match the walls over there by the sugarcane farm, I thought we could go with some stone brick. So if we just start placing this in randomly, mix it up here and there with of course some of the cracked and the mossy, that might do a trick in hiding some of the redstone and also looking good at the same time. So we can grab some structure blocks here just to make our way to the top and do something similar here. So if we just start throwing in the blocks pretty much randomly, and we can hopefully figure out a good design here. So if we come down there as well, maybe go with some crack there and some regular up there, that might do the trick. And take a couple steps back to look at it. So how is this? Is it too bad? Is it too bland? I think at the moment it looks okay. So I think we'll just develop this style across a few of the segments here and just see what happens. Of course, we've got this gap in the middle as well, just a too wide gap here. So we have to figure out something to do with that. And I also might take these walls ever so slightly higher because at the moment they only match the height of the storage system itself and don't go any higher. And of course we do eventually want to cover the entire thing so that we don't have to stare at the ugly redstone build in behind. So what I'll do is I'll just transfer this design across a few of these storage cells here. So of course we've got another one here. We'll just build up as we do. So we need a 6 high oak here, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. And then of course strip the logs and just go ahead and translate a similar design style across to here. And once I've done a few of those, we'll see how things are turning out and make any adjustments that we deem necessary. We now have the designs in place for each of the Shulker storage systems. So of course we've got the witch, the zombie, the spider, the skeleton and the creeper. And now that it's all coming together, I think I'm okay with this design. Of course, I can't really decide just yet because we're nowhere near finished. We do have a central block here, which maybe we'll do something with. Of course, we could install a light or some other feature maybe. Just something to break up the almost monotonous stone brick textures that we have going on, but so far it's going okay. And I think what I want to try and do next is maybe install some of the filters just to get a feel for whether we've got the space to install multiple filters and exactly where we're going to install them, because of course we have all this space behind the silos or the storage Shulker storage systems. I don't really want to call them silos because it's not actually what I consider to be a silo in the game. It's similar, I guess, but not exactly what I'd consider one to be. So we could use this space behind to hopefully install the multiple filters required for some of these systems, especially the witch box at the end, which I think needs 4, right? Because you can get sticks, glass bottles, redstone, and glowstone. I think even spider eyes as well, so it possibly needs 5. But we might actually ignore sticks if we don't have the space, because sticks of course is quite an easy drop to come by anyway, so we don't need to be storing too much of that as it stands. So I think what I'm going to do is try and install some of these filters as I said, and hopefully we'll have some success. If not, then we can change things and just see where we can go from there. Alright you guys, so we just got the creeper filter set up here, so I'm going to install the items that we need to allow the filter to work. So we're just going to go like so, and then we're going to test it out once we can get up there. So this should be fully functioning, or at least I hope. Can we make that jump? Yes, we can. And if we throw an item that isn't gunpowder down here, it shouldn't be picked up. Perfect. And then if we throw the gunpowder down, it should go through the system and into the shulker box at the bottom. Eventually. Come on. Oh no, it won't, will it? Because there has to be one buffer item. So if we go ahead and throw another gunpowder in, then it should make its way down to the bottom. And I'll show you what I mean by buffer item. The gunpowder will be in here right now. So if we throw one in, it pushes that one through the system and it should make its way down into the shulker box at the bottom. Perfect. So now that we've got this system up and running, of course we need to do the same thing for every other box, but it might not be as simple because of course some of these boxes will be containing one or more items, such as the skeleton box, the spider box, the zombie box will contain just a single item, and the witch box will be containing minimum 3, maximum 4 items. So I'm going to get to work on a few more filters here, and once I got them in place, we can come and check them out. One simple change had to be made to the creeper filter, and I'll explain that in a second if we can just jump across here. So I moved everything up one block, as you can see, and now we are actually depositing the items into a hopper that then leads into the hopper connecting to the chest. So the reason for that is because we had to do that in order to incorporate 2 filters into the skeleton shulker system. And I just want to make sure that all of the hoppers that have the filters in are kept on the same level so that we don't have to create any water elevators or anything like that in intricate little spaces around this area. So now the waters can flow over this hopper and these hoppers without creating any changes in height, if you can understand what I'm saying there. So this is how the skeleton filter works. We've got a hopper going into the hopper connected to the chest, and that branches out into a few hoppers here, which then have the filters attached to them. And this allows me to keep things separate whilst also making sure that everything flows directly into the system. And I think this is the only way that we can do this. There might be a more compact way somewhere, but I couldn't think it up. So we're going to use this same technique across all of the shulker systems here. We've got is this a zombie one or the spider one? I think this is the spider one, and if it is, we're going to have the same setup here for string and for spider eyes. Then we'll have a single setup for the rotten flesh, and then of course at the end we'll have the witch setup, which will be quite bulky and contain, I think, 4 different filters. So I'm going to go ahead and install the rest of the filters. I just thought I'd give you guys a quick update to show you how things are working around here. Everything is going as planned so far. I've tested all of these filters and they all work. So hopefully we can continue on in that fashion and get things set up and running in the way that they should be. So it's come to that point where we are running low on hoppers. We currently have 8 left out of the stack that we created a few episodes ago, and I did say that I'd put them to use, so here we are doing that, which is good. I think based on rough calculations we're going to need about 17, so I think I might take the stack up to 20 and just be done with it, because that will ensure that we've got enough, or it will hopefully ensure that we've got enough to get the job done. So we're going to need 40... No, hold up. We're going to need 24 logs in there to create enough chests for the job. So let's just craft those up. 12 chests, perfect. Then we'll break all of this down and just do that. There we go, perfect. So we'll bring these back into block form, like so, and store them back in our little storage area there. So we're down a few blocks again, but that's fine, as I did go mining between episodes and showed you guys the fruits of the labor. So we're going to go ahead and tackle the witch shulker system next, which is going to require 4 filters, I believe. I think witches only drop sticks, glowstone, redstone, and glass bottles, or at least that's as far as I'm aware. So I might go and check their loot table quickly just to make sure that nothing else can be collected from them when they die, just to ensure that we've got enough filters up together. But at this point we're almost finished, so I'm going to install those filters for you guys, and then we'll check it all out at once and see where we're going to take things after that part of the build is complete. This is how things are looking right now. So we have all of the filters set up, and I was actually incorrect about witches. They have 7 different drops in total. However, gunpowder and spider eyes will be collected here for the creeper drops and here for the spider drops. So we're going to be going ahead and collecting up the sticks, redstone, glowstone, glass, and sugar in the witch drop. So let's go ahead and make those filters work. So if we can get a good landing here, that would be nice. If not, we're gonna have to try again. There we go, perfect. So 5 filters in total, as you can see. They kind of overlap onto the zombie drops here, but that's fine. So here we go, the sticks, and then 1 should go through. Oh, 19. I need more than 19. There we go. I'm just thinking 19 because you need 19 in the left slot to make sure that you get the buffer item in as well. So we're going to need more glowstone as well. But that's fine. The filter should be working regardless. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pop that in, get the filter item, perfect. Then glass bottles, same. We're going to need more. And finally, sugar, again, we're going to need more, but as items come into the system, those filters will in fact begin to work. So now that we've got that all set up, every single filter should be actionable right now. Don't think there's anything in here at the moment. No, that's fine. We don't get many witch drops anyway, so we're not expecting to have anything in that chest at the moment, but I will just quickly run through and show you guys what we've got so far. So this is all from the farm. Of course, I've used some of the gunpowder to craft up fireworks, so just keep that in mind. We've got 3 stacks, almost 4 there of gunpowder. Quite a lot of bones and arrows, which really we've got already too much of, so I'm not too concerned about that. String and spider eyes, again, fair amount, not too many spider eyes, but that's okay. Rotten flesh we got tons of already, so not concerned about that. And then witch loot, we're currently running on 0. So to progress this system, there are a few things that we need to do. Firstly, we need to get rid of this tower here. That isn't supposed to be there. But there is an issue when items are running through the system. So this piece of redstone here actually locks this hopper and only allows 2 items through at a time. So we're going to have to redo the redstone here. It shouldn't be too hard. If I just raise this block and have 2 consecutive repeaters running into this block here, that should solve the issue. So we'll do that another day. And another issue that we may have is the fact that we don't have a secondary, or we don't have any, we only have 1 shulker box for each system at the moment, so we're actually needing to fill these dispensers with shulker boxes for this to be automatic in a way. And we're also going to need to put a hopper down here that leads into the dispenser, so that whenever we bring back an empty one of these shulker boxes, we can throw it back into the system and have it automatically reload itself. So a couple of things that need to happen. We're going to have to go and raid the end again, most likely, to make some of those things a reality, but at the moment everything's looking good. However, I think we have run out of time for today's video, guys, so I really do hope what you've seen today I really do hope what you've seen today. I really do hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today, is what I meant to say. I definitely had fun creating this. It's quite time consuming though, so that's why we didn't. Well, we did get quite a bit done, I guess, but didn't appear to get too much done. I'm going to keep working on this throughout the next coming episodes, and hopefully in a few episodes' time we'll have a fully functioning storage system for this mob farm, and we can just let it run and build up a few of the chests so that we got some loot in there. If you did enjoy the video, then be sure to drop a like. That will be much appreciated by myself, helps the channel out, and also allows me to gauge the sort of reaction I'm getting. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or feedback, anything like that, then be sure to pop that down in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to get back to you. Finally, if you're new around here or you haven't subscribed yet, then be sure to make that a reality. Press that red button. You can stay tuned to this series and anything else I decide to post on the channel. So once again, you guys, I really do hope you had fun with me today watching this video. I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come and watch it. It is great to have you guys here. And finally, take care of yourselves, take care of your families. I'll catch you all in the next video. Bye bye.